It's time for game 2 of our doubleheader here on Western Reserve Collegiate League Game of the Week as the now 3-1 Premier Ohio Stallions take on the now 2-3 B2 Bulls. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. First pitch of the second ball game is chopped to the right side. Ilgauskas hits it off the glove, and it's an error over at second base to begin the game. So Morris will reach on the E4 as B2 will look to try and do what they couldn't do in game number 1, and that was work off the first inning momentum. In the first game that they played, inning 1 went well. Top 1, they were up 1-0, and then the wheels fell off them. 3 runs in the home half of the inning, 3-1, and then 7 more unanswered. Ended up being 10 unanswered to give Premier the 10-1 victory in game number 1. Some new guys in the field today for Premier, and on the bump for them this afternoon is Joseph Valentine. The pitch in the zone. He'll look to try and pick up where Jacob Rocky and Michael Nero left off in the last game. Rocky, player of the game, with 7 Ks through 4 innings, only allowing the 1 earned run. Nero got a couple of hits given up, but nonetheless, no runs surrendered. Valentine doing a nice job settling in to this ball game. Now 2 strikes. Valentine will come set. He checks the runner over at first base and delivers. Ground ball left side. This could be 2, and another error. This time in E6. The play at 1 is not in time. An E4 and an E6 to begin the game for Premier. Not at all the dream start, but still with none away. B2 looking really good right now in the driver's seat. And now up steps Joey Trevisano in for his first cuts of this ball game. Petrucca and Morris have done their job. Can the Mercyhurst man do his? The pitch from Valentine, bunt being shown. Doesn't pull it back, it's a strike. Nothing in 1 count. You can definitely hear the wind whipping and feel it too. Heavy winds throughout this ball game today. Valentine just trying to have his team shake off the 15-minute rust. Checks over his shoulder a couple times and delivers. Misses off the plate. That will even it up at 1-1. Now we take this time to set the defense for Premier. Valentine on the bump. Bach behind the dish. Hansy at 1. Ilgauskas at 2. Brzaitis short. Powell at 3rd. Harvey, Fleming, and Masiak from left to right in the outfield for the home team. Valentine will come set and deliver. Swing and a miss from Trevisano. Tried getting hold of it, but couldn't. It's a 1-2 count now on the Laker. In the on-next circle is the catcher, now 3rd baseman, Dylan Gamber. Gamber did a nice job behind the dish in the loss to command the game as much as he physically could. The 3-1 from Valentine, fouled away to the netting. So we will now have a payoff pitch with 2 already on. For Premier right now, you have to shake off the errors. It happened. Your middle infield, both of them clipped off the glove. It happened. Now you just need to focus up, try and get Trevisano. After him, Gamber, then Roethlisberger. Just focus on the next batter. That's how you get out of this. As for B2, force another error. If you have 3 errors to begin the game, that's hard to come back from. Payoff is low. Trevisano, I believe that should have been the payoff. I believe now it's not. At one point he did signal 3-2. So Valentine, still some work to do. Checks the runner. And will deal. Into the glove. That will retire him with the K for out number 1. A little less glorified, but nonetheless a K for Valentine. So now up steps Gamber. Gamber will be tasked with moving the runners across with 1 away. B2 had the 1-run advantage after the top of the inning last time out. I feel like right now, if you get a 2-0 lead, that would be a good start. The pitch from Valentine. In the zone, 0-1 count. Did not put up the umbrellas today, just couldn't cast it right. A lot of issues with the wind today. Surprising to have these kind of issues right now it kind of feels like we're in a late summer, early fall game, maybe early September. But nope, it is the second Sunday in June. Time called in the box from Gamber. Once again, last game ended the final score of 10-1. Valentine will come set, checks over at the runner once again at 2 and delivers. It's in the zone once again to Gamber. After Gamber, it's Roethlisberger, then Sanders. Valentine will nod, getting the call from his catcher, Bach. The pitch. Swing and a miss, a hefty cut on one inside. 2 Ks in a row now for Premier, 2 away. Valentine settling into this ball, and that's exactly what he needed to do. He settled in, he put the errors behind him, and now is 1 out away from getting out of the early jam. Shane Roethlisberger, the second baseman, will now come up for his first cuts of this ball game. He will look to try and give B2 the lead before heading in to the home half of the inning. Valentine keeping a close eye over it too, has done that plenty as the runner has made it there. Swing and a miss from Roethlisberger. For Premier in the next inning, Brazaitis, Masiak, and Gaspar due up to try and get the offense rolling. The pitch. Swing and a miss, another hefty cut from Roethlisberger, who's down to his final strike. And if you're a B2, you just need some kind of contact. You need something to put the ball in play. You did well on the first 2 at-bats to do so. The last 2 with Ks. Valentine, he's settling in. Runner goes, the pitch. It's low and outside. It's runners at the corners now. If anything, I feel like that benefits Valentine to have the runner at third base. He can now focus on the batter. That is what he needs to do in this situation. He can get the out there. 2 strikes already on him. He can get out of this inning. The pitch misses upstairs. The on-deck circle is Jalen Sanders. It's a 2-2 count. Roethlisberger, now a poke would guarantee a run. Runner goes. It finds the zone on the inside corner. It's 3 straight Ks from Joseph Valentine to strike out the side. Middle of 1 in Brunswick. We have a 0-0 ball game, but Premier's bats are ready to get rolling once again. Back on from a very windy Brunswick High School for the bottom of the first here in this Western Reserve Collegiate League matchup between Premier, Ohio and the B2 Bulls. On the bump for B2 today in this game is Wyatt Fudrick, the pitcher. His first pitch of the game misses outside as a 1-0 count. In the box is Noah Brzaitis, the senior at Ohio Wesleyan. For high school, went to St. Ignatius, and this past year played in 32 games, batting .149 with 2 RBIs and 1 stolen bag. As for Fudrick, went to Geneva High School, PSAC Scholar Athlete in 2023, and made 1 appearance this past year in college for Gannon. Fudrick's pitch. In the zone, freezes Brzaitis. It'll be Noah Brzaitis, Brady McKasick, oh my goodness, and then Zach Gaspar do about this inning. Nice curveball, just a bit up, it says. Fudrick will come set once again. The pitch. This is upstairs. It'll be a leadoff walk for Noah Brzaitis. So both teams have their lead-off man get aboard, and now up steps Brady McKaick. Had a dangerous time in the box last game. Only the 1 hit, but it was a big hit at that, an RBI double, which spurred on the first inning rally for Premier. Fudrick will come set. The pitch. Misses outside. It's a 1-0 count to begin this at-bat. McKaick, the grad student / senior at Walsh, went to North Royalton High School, played in 50 games this past year. An impressive year for him, batting .318 with 27 RBIs and a couple stolen bags. The former Geneva man will come set. Fudrick, the pitch. Misses upstairs and out once again. Right now, he just needs to find his spot, just needs a get-right pitch, and he's going to need one quick if we want to get this game in, as we're having some heavy dark clouds roll in from behind us. The pitch. In the zone, a nice job from Fudrick to clip it. But rain not necessarily on the docket for today, but in that far distance, pretty dark. The pitch from Fudrick. Finds the corner, a nice frame behind the dish as well from Miller. Definitely a strike, but it also helps if you have a good framing catcher, which Jake Miller seems to be. That helps you get a couple calls. And all you need in a ball game is a couple calls, and you're well on your way to a victory. Fudrick will come set, peering on in, throws back to 1. Not in time. A good move, though, nonetheless, from Fudrick on the mound. Just kind of locked it in with McKaick. Just kind of eyed him down, waited, and then made his move. Pitch to McKaick. Curveball misses upstairs. Didn't drop enough. Had plenty of drop, but still just misses. Gaspar still awaits in the on-deck circle for Premier. So here it is, a full count, 3-2, none away. The payoff pitch, ground ball right side of the infield. It bounces high. The throw to 1 is in time. Nice composure shown by Roethlisberger over at 2 after it greets him in the jaw. He throws it over to 1 for out number 1. So now 1 away and a runner in scoring position, Zach Gaspar, who had a couple of RBIs to his name in the first game, steps up for his first cuts in game number 2. Gaspar had 2 walks, a double, a base hit, and a couple RBIs. But still, nonetheless, a great game from him. If it wasn't for just an excellent electric performance from Rocky early on in that game, he would have been player of the game by far. Fudrick will come set and deliver. Left field it goes. Will it fall in front of Sanders? Yes, it will for a base hit. He slides it, can't get it. The runner will score from second. It's an RBI double for Zach Gaspar to give Premier a 1-0 lead. There he goes once again. Now 3 for 3 on the afternoon in 2 games. Good bit of hitting. Saw his opportunity in left field. Sanders, don't know if he attempted a slide or just lost his footing, but nonetheless still one away. He's in scoring position, and now here comes Jeremy Patchett, the designated hitter. Frieder keeping a close eye over at second base, and time called in the box from Patchett. Stay tuned, as on Tuesday we'll have our next Western Reserve Collegiate League games of the week over at Baldwin Wallace. Nice curveball in the zone from Friedrich. It's a get-right pitch for him as he looks to battle back after allowing the one-out double. Last game, it was McKay who had the double. This time, it was Gaspar. It skips in front of the catcher, now in front of the batter. Just an awkward hit off the glove of Miller, but nonetheless, Gaspar now is 90 feet away from scoring. The batter, Patrick, did the exact right thing in that situation. The ball went right behind him, just put his hands up, didn't move, didn't interfere, didn't get the out that way, just stood in. It's unsung, but it's definitely a necessary thing. Friedrich will set and deliver. Ground ball left side. This will score the run. The throw across diamond is low and not picked over at one. Barker couldn't get it. And going on into second base is Patchett. The throw is not in time. He is in scoring position, and an RBI error turns now into him at second base with one away, and Premier up 2-0. That'll go down as an E6 on the throw. Petreka just didn't get enough on it, and we reset once again. Still a runner in scoring position with one away. And now up steps the catcher, Chris Bach. Bach didn't get in last name. The junior at John Carroll went to Brecksville Broadview Heights High School, and in 2022 won Suburban League Player of the Year for them. PBR All-State mention as well in that year. In this past year for John Carroll, played in 8 games, batting .200 with 2 RBIs to his name. Friedrich keeps checking over the back shoulder and delivers. Runs inside but finds the corner nonetheless. A lot of the inside pitches have been called strikes today. And as a batter, that is situational awareness to know if it runs inside, 9 times out of 10 in that spot is going to be called. That time a little bit too close to the batter. So after Bach, it would go to Drew Harvey, the left fielder. Then after Harvey, Hansey, then Fleming. Peter taking his time, runner goes, it's inside, now he goes back. So it looks like over at second base, Patchett's going to attempt to get the running secondary and try and bait a throw. Second baseman will cover, runner goes this time. The throw is in plenty of time. The tag is in time. An excellent throw down from behind the dish from Miller for out number 2. Bach will be given first base on the walk, but nonetheless, I think if you're B2 in this situation, you will gladly give up the walk if it means you get the runner going to 3. So now here comes Harvey, and the on-deck circle is Hansey, the first baseman. Miller will go and toss a new ball into his pitcher. 2-0 ball game. You can still come back from it if you're B2. You just need to keep the game close. You do not want to allow a third in this inning. As for Premier, you see the skies. You want to win. Your job is to get this game done in 5. Friedrich will come set and deliver. Slow, it's a 1-0 count to begin this at bat. Harvey, a sophomore at Walsh, went to Brunswick High School. So this is his old home field. He's back at it once again. Last game had a walk and a couple of ground outs / pop outs. Swing and a miss, cuts low. They'll even it up. As for B2 next inning, Jalen Sanders, Jacob Barker, and Jake Miller all due up in the top of the second inning. Friedrich will come set and deliver. Swing and a miss. Another nice ball with plenty of movement. And now Harvey down to his final strike. Plenty of wind still blowing from behind us. At the right time, that could lead to some damage. Throwback not in time. But the storm clouds not just behind us, now they're moving into right field. This game's fate will definitely be a question mark. The pitch from Friedrich, swing and a miss on the curve. That's the first K he has recorded of the afternoon as he retires the side. End of one in Brunswick. It's a 2-0 lead for Premier. Top of the second inning here in Brunswick. It's definitely getting a lot chillier and colder out. It's a 2-0 lead as of right now for Premier. For us tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. Sanders, Barker, and Miller due up this inning. First pitch, Sanders sees he cuts on one inside, but 0-1 count to begin this at-bat. Sanders, one of many players looking for a new home next year to play. However, not coming from NDC. Swing and a miss, now a 0-2 count. Had that one pitch last game that he almost gave a ride that if he would have straightened it out, it would have been a really close game. I believe maybe a 1 or 2 run game at the time. But nonetheless, just curved a little bit too foul. And then the defense of Premier ended up stomping him out. It's an 0-2 count. The pitch from Valentine. Shot to the right side and foul. So it will remain an 0-2 count. The lefty looking to take advantage of a bad pitch. It's an 0-2 count. The pitch from Valentine. Chopped to the same spot, foul, just maybe a little bit more to the right. Sanders is making the contact he needs to make, just needs to straighten it out and maybe a little bit more power on it. He had that chop single back in the first game, so I think he's trying to replicate it here again. Here's the pitch from Valentine. Swing and a miss. Sanders just a little bit too ahead of it. That's the 4th K of the ball game from Valentine, all in a row for out number 1. And now with one away, up steps Jacob Barker. We talked about his dad in the last game and what he means to Cleveland baseball as a whole. The old coach over at NDC, Len Barker, had that famous perfect game back on May 15th of 1981, the last ever Perfect game through 9 innings for the Cleveland Indians at the time and now Guardians. Pitch for Valentine, runs inside and finds the zone. A lot of these pitches look inside, but just clip the corner, and a lot of that's a credit to the catcher's framing of just spotting it, not trying to do anything crazy with it, but keeping it in the zone nonetheless. The pitch from Valentine, swing and a miss, gets Barker on 3 pitches. Now that's 5 Ks in a row from Joseph Valentine. There's cruising, and then there's this from him. And now 2 away, up steps Jake Miller. Miller, the catcher, had the throw out in the home half of the first. Valentine takes a step and delivers. Misses outside. It'll be a 1-0 count to begin this at bat. Premier, after the win in the last game, 3-1, looks to improve to 4-1. Their only loss being against the Stark County Terriers, who are the supposed favorite to win the whole tournament/league. Would not be surprised to see them be a case of do really well in the regular season, win the regular season title, and then win the tournament title, and then go off to the World Series and make some damage. They are a great team. Looking forward to seeing them in a couple weeks. A 2-0 count now. Skidmore, the right fielder, in the on-deck circle. He is the last hitter to hit of the game for B2, and it's low. They said 2-2, or 2-0. Now it actually goes 3-0 on that pitch instead, so now it's a walk. That makes more sense. It was 3-0 before. He said 2-0 and then changed it. So now up steps Dylan Skidmore, a runner on with 2 away. Looks like we have someone missing there. Now here comes Jake Miller. The pitch. We have a 1-0 count here. Just kind of in the change of games, trying to get lineups up as quick. Gave pretty much no time between games. 15 minutes, not too much. Throwback, it might be there. No, it's not, just barely, not in time. Valentine will come set. Throwback, not in time. Another diving slide once again. So now, after Miller, it should be Skidmore. And yes, it is. Valentine taking a second. No time called in the box. Misses upstairs on this delivery. A lot of balls thrown so far in this game. Just trying to get batters to chase. There's only so much you can do to get them if they're not willing to move. And I'd be surprised to see a definite strike thrown here from Valentine. This is upstairs, not really out, just too far up. Valentine will deal. Misses outside. So it's 2 walks in a row. So now it looks like we have the proper order here. So the man on second base is Owen Meacham. There we go. And now here comes the last hitter of the order before we go back to the top. It's Dylan Skidmore in right field this game for B2. 2 on, 2 away still. After Valentine was cruising, he has settled down a little bit, but nonetheless, an opportunity to get out of the jam. Fouled into the glove of the catcher Bach to no 1 count. For Premier in the home half of the inning, Fleming, Powell, and Ilgauskas due up. The throwback to 2 is not in time. The wind becoming even more steadier as of now. If it begins to rain, the feed will have to drop. The pitch. In the zone, a nice pitch from Valentine. So Valentine just trying to find his spots, just do what he needs to do here to get out of the inning. He's done a good job of it, just doesn't need to overcomplicate things. Misses low this time around. Valentine, a rising junior at Wright State, went to Medina, so he's very familiar with this field as well. Horizon League All-Freshman selection in 2023 with a 4.07 ERA in 25 appearances, just above 24 innings pitched in that campaign. Struggled this past year, just under a 10 ERA, but looks to bounce back in his junior year with Wright State. And that will help him as he finds the zone, gets him to chase. 6 Ks on the afternoon. All batters he is retired have come courtesy of the swinging strike, but one of them was looking. So now we go into the home half of the second inning. Premier leading it 2-0. Hansey, Fleming, and Powell due up in the home half of the second inning here at Brunswick High School. Your score as of right now, 2-0 in favor of Premier. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. Very cloudy as of right now, hoping the rain holds off until after the game, but we don't know. There was a chance of showers that just kind of popped up out of nowhere, potentially going away. We're trying to hopefully get the whole game in. We don't know as of right now, as one swift change in weather could end this game. And Hansey gets smacked on a pitch that clips him in the arm. So the leader 90 for Premier. One way we can pretty much guarantee this game to hopefully get in is if Premier can add some runs to their tally. 10 runs after 5 is the run rule. So if Premier can muster up 10 runs unanswered, that would end the game early. Otherwise, after this, we still have 5 more innings of baseball to go this afternoon. But now here comes Fleming, the BW junior, stepping in for his first cuts of this ball game. Offers 0-1 count. Friedrich, 1K so far. Gonna take a quick second on the mound. Friedrich has taken a lot more time on the mound than most pitchers that we have seen thus far in our coverage. Just takes a second, takes all the time he needs. Just needs to be careful of a potential balk. Not really seeing anything he could be doing right now that could be a balk. Maybe that's like a rock. But when he comes set, he's pretty still. Does it hit him? Yes, it does. 2 hard 90s in a row. So 2 on with none away, and now up steps Jackson Powell, the third baseman. The Mount Union man steps up for the first time today. The senior went to St. Ed's. 1 hit this past year for the Purple Raiders, but with a lot of outgoing talent, he'll look to step into that lineup and make an impact as they're looking to make some noise in the OAC. Not necessarily a wide open competition. BW, a pretty good stronghold on the division, but still plenty of opportunities for him and the Purple Raiders to make some noise come next spring. And it starts here with some good play. After him, it will go to the last hitter of the order, David Ilgauskas. Pitch from Friedrich. Runs inside on Powell. Doesn't get the call. Like I said in the prior broadcast, right now is where you need to begin your preparations for next year. You need to put some good film out there, some good play, and do what you can to dominate at this level to prepare yourself for a college season ahead that could realistically, depending on where some of these guys are in their careers, determine their next 5, 10 years. They put a good enough performance out there, then they have a chance to go far in the sport. The pitch from Friedrich. Nice curveball once again, freezes Powell for out number 1. That's the second K of the afternoon from Friedrich, whose curveball has excellent movement. And now up steps David Ilgauskas, son of Cavs legend Zildrunas. An excellent career with the Cavs, played there for many, many years. I believe is in their ring of honor, if you will. His jersey's in the rafters at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. A Cavs legend who many know and love. Just an excellent, excellent player in his time. And it's very interesting, though, as I said in the prior broadcast, that David didn't go into the family business, instead chose baseball. Friedrich will set and deliver. Low and inside. Ilgauskas looking to make a big play here for Premier, potentially blow the game open early. It's 2-0, but one swing in the back could change that. Friedrich keeps checking over that back shoulder, trying to get a runner sleeping. Finds the inside corner, and once again, the inside corner getting the favor. Definitely a strike, not arguing that. It's, as a batter, you need to be able to adjust. If you see that inside corner being called a strike, you need to adjust and be able to make the contact you need. Curves outside this time. Maybe the wind a little bit of an impact on it. Friedrich will set, trying to keep a close eye over at first base and Hansey. The pitch. Ilgauskas doesn't offer, but a strike nonetheless. Now he needs to protect, just needs to get some contact on it. In the on-deck circle is Noah Brazaitis. Friedrich trying to retire Ilgauskas for a loud out number 2. Thought of the throwback. Will throw in the end, but no tag. But still, I like what Friedrich's doing on the mound. He's trying to get the batter to overthink, give him extra time. A lot of them have called time, but not all of them have. The wind really picking up now. Friedrich, the delivery. Curveball, swing and miss. The back pick for 2 is not in time. Ilgauskas retired on Ks. 3 Ks on the afternoon for Friedrich. The wind definitely helping that curveball. The back pick throw was there. That would have been an excellent double play from B2. But nonetheless, 2-way. Still 2 on. We go back to the top of the lineup with Noah Brazaitis. Friedrich taking his time as usual. Will deal. It's going to be a 1-0 count here on the shortstop. Next inning for B2, the top of the lineup due up. The pitch from Friedrich. Misses off now, a 2-0 count. Masiak waiting patiently in the on-deck circle. Grounded out his first time up. The nod and look back from Friedrich, taking his time. The pitch to the lefty. It's popped up to the left side. It's playable over at third. And caught. Nice job by Dylan Gamber to go and see it in foul territory, retiring the side. End of 2 in Brunswick. Premier leads it 2-0. top three here in Brunswick. 2-0 lead as of right now in favor of the home team, Premier B2, trying to change that and get back into this ball game. Overall on the day, as of right now, they have been outscored 12-1. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. Right now, slight drizzles right now with heavy wind, hoping it will just pass over as it should for in the next 5 to 10 minutes. So we're going to do our best. If it continues to steadily rain or pick up at all, we're going to have to take things down. But as of right now, the rain, not crazy enough for us to have to pack up yet. We'll do our best to get as much of the game to you as possible. The pitch. Pop to the left side and foul. Be Morris, then Petreka and Trevisano do up this inning for the B2 Bulls. B2 as well, given where they're located, definitely wanting to get much of this game in as possible. The pitch. Swing and a miss. The wind definitely picking up even more now. I mean, you can definitely hear that wind potentially. I don't know if you actually can with the mics that we're using today, but there's a chance you can definitely hear that wind just whipping on through. The pitch from Valentine hits the corner for strike 3. Give him 7 on the afternoon. The only good thing about the wind has been the movement on these pitches, as it had definitely benefited. And now, with one away, up steps Carson Petreka, the shortstop, in for his second cuts. Reached on an error along with Morris, his first time up. And inside, but a strike. It's an 0-1 count. That inside corner has been the spot of choice for both Valentine and Friedrich so far this afternoon. The pitch. In the zone. Now an 0-2 count. Valentine starting to cruise once again. In the on-deck circle is Trevisano. Valentine looking for his 8th K of the afternoon. Line to right field. It might fall. It does. And just foul.
Oh, no way.
It was definitely close on that right field line. I think the call is right. I'm going to say yes. The right call's made from what I could see. I think it hit the white line. I'm going to say it hit the white line, but on the right side of it. It was definitely a close one. But that was almost a break B2 needed to get back into this ball game. Valentine and the Premier defense alike catches a break. Can Valentine now, after that pitch, back it up with his 8th K of the game? Fouled away once again. So Petreka, seeing it well, just needs one to go his way. All it takes is one swing of the bat to change the trajectory of the ball game. Chopped foul once again, it hits him. Petreka able to get up, initially just fell to the ground after hitting it off himself. I mean, and understandably so. It's coming in. Don't have a velo gun obviously on the pitcher, but a good speed plus the bat speed hitting it. Not a good combination at all. After a couple of fouls, Valentine looking to get the K. Not on that pitch as it skips on in the dirt. The only base runners reaching for B2 on 2 errors and a walk. The pitch from Valentine, left field it goes, and caught. Directly on a line to Harvey for out number 2. It had plenty of power, but unfortunately right into the glove of the left fielder. And now with 2 away, up steps Joey Trevisano, the center fielder, in for his second cuts. Struck out swinging his first time up. But Valentine, through 2 2/3, has 7 Ks. That's the number that Rocky had in 4. Swing and a miss. Nothing in 1 count. Maybe they're going to say he got some contact. I don't know if he got a piece of it. For Premier in the next inning, the top of the lineup starting with Brunswick due up. Or crushing Brunswick was out, so Masiak should be due up. The pitch. Gonna miss a little bit low, so that'll even it up. Valentine will come set. The 1-1. Curveball foul to the backstop. A lot of foul balls being hit into or over the back netting this afternoon. Valentine looking for K number 8 on the afternoon. Will he get it? Ground ball hit to the left side. Instead, scooped up by Powell. The throw across diamond is in time. The Purple Raider retires the inning. Now we go in to the home half of the third. Premier leads it 2-0. Bottom three here in Brunswick, the Windy City, for a good couple of minutes there as my umbrella almost was taken on a vacation far, far away with Josie from the 80s. But nonetheless, we are here. We're still alive as of right now. That's all you can really ask for right now with the clouds the way they are and the wind the way it is. But here we are, 2-0. Premier leads it. You're just tuning in. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. Masiak, Gaspar, and Patchett due up this inning for Premier. Friedrich still on the mound with 3 Ks today for B2. An excellent curve, not getting the call on the inside corner. Definitely looked like a good pitch, maybe a little bit too much break inside on it, but nonetheless a ball. Friedrich sets and delivers. Miss outside. And even without runners on, Friedrich is taking his time on the mound. We've seen it when runners are on second base especially. He'll take his time, come set, and still even look over his shoulder a couple times, maybe 2 or 3 times, and then deliver, trying to get in the batter's head. He still even takes that time when no one's on. Ground ball hit the right side off the glove of Barker. It's an infield hit technically for Masiak, depending on how you score it. Based on the way it was, potentially give him an error. Nonetheless, the leadoff man's aboard for Premier. So now Zach Gaspar had a base hit his first time up, steps back into the box. He's had an excellent day, 3 for 3 across the 2 ball games. And as well between innings, we'll give you a score update on the state championship games down in Akron, as this is the official last day of the OHSAA season. Right field it goes. It has plenty of carry, and this one is in play in right field, at least a double. The runner will hold up at third. It's another big hit for Zach Gaspar, who adds a double and potentially an RBI to his name. He does. Gaspar with the double. The run scores, make it now a 3-0 lead for Premier. Death, Taxes, and Zach Gaspar making plays in the box for Premier. 3 guarantees in life. Now Jeremy Patchett, the designated hitter, steps in for his second cuts of the ball game. Got caught stealing down at 3 and reached on an error to set that position up anyway. The pitch from Friedrich. Curveball, swing and a miss. Just a little bit ahead of it. Nothing in 1 count. But Gaspar almost hit it over the fence. They're saying it hit it. I definitely think it was maybe 5-10 more feet of power on that ball, and it was a 2-run shot. Curveball breaks at the last moment, almost clipped the designated hitter, but nonetheless stays just away from him. Friedrich takes 1 look over at second, now a second look. Runner goes, he steps off, the throw to 3 is not in time! What a job over at second base from Zach Gaspar to read the cadence and take third. To pull that off at the college level is a different level of impressive. Zach Gaspar has just impressed everyone today as he has been dominant, not only in the box, but on the bases. The pitch from Friedrich. Ground ball right side. This should score Gaspar. It does. The throw to 1 is in time for out number 1, but nonetheless an RBI for Patchett to give Premier a 4-0 lead. So now 1 down, and up steps Chris Bach, the catcher. Walked his first time up, the John Carroll man looking to help Premier's cause. In the zone, 0-1 count to begin this at-bat. Friedrich trying to settle into the game and try and shake off the 2 runs. Premier definitely eyeing that run rule. Curveball breaks at the last moment once again. Give credit where credit's due. Friedrich's curveball, yes, it's missed a couple of times. It still has plenty of break to it, as many look destined to hit a batter that just break inside. Chop foul to the left side on that pitch, inside. If it wasn't already the feeling of a fall baseball game, it is now with the cold breeze. The pitch from Friedrich, curveball breaks once again, but not going to get the call in the corner. And here comes the wind once again, picking up. Don't know what has the attention of the fans more, the wind or the play. At this point, don't blame them either way. Another curveball, is it into the zone? No. Definitely a good miss from Friedrich. Harvey, the left fielder, awaits in the on-deck circle. In the dirt. So it will be a walk for Bach, who draws his second of the ball game with 1 away. A runner is now on first. Once again, the run rule is 10 runs after 5 innings. Premier needing 6 to get there. They still have time to do so. Now a courtesy runner. The scariest thing right now is to see time called by an umpire. Then you see what it actually is. If it's called time, a lot of people thinking, what did they hear? Do we have a delay? The throwback 2-1 is not in time. But both teams, I believe, definitely want to get this game in. They don't want to have to finish the game another time if they choose to reschedule, which I believe they do not have to. They just want to get the game in and finish it today. As well, I don't think it benefits either team in this scenario to play the game a different day if, for some reason, the rain picks up more and the game's over. Runner goes. And he's safe down over at second base. He's kind of skipped into the glove. You really can't fault Miller there. He was not expecting that ball to be bounced into the ground and then into his glove. He did a good job, though, to adjust and try and make a play. Just couldn't, but still a stolen bag nonetheless for the pinch runner, who is now in scoring position for Harvey to work with. The pitch from Friedrich. Left side it goes. A nice crack of the wood bat. The fake throw to 3 is not there. The throw to 1 is wide. Is the runner going to score? It's a dead ball, so he will make it now a 5-0 ball game and give Harvey second base. So technically, it's an infield hit. I don't have any kind of official scorebook. I'm going to call it an infield single. The 5-0 game, and on the error then, he gets second base. And now time's called. Coach Garcia is going to go talk to his pitcher. There's a lot of confusing things going around. When we return to play, it'll be Jay Hansey due up to hit for Premier as well. We'll have another couple games of the week coming up in the next few days. The pitcher, Friedrich, will take his spot on the bench to the applause of the fans. It's not his fault today. He did all he could on the mound. The curveball was there. The fastball was there. A couple defensive errors, a couple things here and there that ended up costing him a couple of runs behind him. But nonetheless, going back to our key games, we have a couple good ones coming up for you. June 11th at 4 p.m., Avalanche will take on Release Baseball at Baldwin Wallace in game 1 of 2 of a doubleheader. Game 2 as well will be part of our games of the week. Another one we have confirmed will be on June 18th as the Mountaineer Lumber Company takes on Forest, Ohio at Westlake High School. To stay up to date on all the games I'm covering, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and Twitter to stay up to date on all of the Western Reserve Collegiate League action. Follow the WRCL on Twitter at WRCLBB. And finally, subscribe here to the SmeeSports YouTube channel and put on push notifications to be notified when I upload or go live. My goal is to get to 250 subscribers by the end of the calendar year. We should have some broadcasts coming up in the next couple of weeks, especially some big coverage of the explosive fast pitch Firework Frenzy tournament at Victory Park at the end of the month. Looking forward to that big couple of days where there should hopefully be, as of right now, 8 broadcasts in the span of 2 days. Will I have a voice? No. Do I need it for anything else other than broadcasting? No. In fact, people around me probably be appreciative if I didn't have a voice for a couple days after that. We'll step aside, let the pitcher warm up, and we'll return to Brunswick in a minute. New pitcher for B2 is the sophomore from Montgomery County Community College, Lucas Schaffert. Went to Grove City High School and played 5 games this past year with an above 6 ERA, but he looks to come on in and settle things down for B2, who trail 5-0 to Premier. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. Wyatt Friedrich, his day done with 3 Ks. He passes it off to Lucas Schaffert. Tracks the runner at 2 and delivers. Curveball misses upstairs. I don't mind the move from B2 to change pitchers, even in the case that you decide, okay, we're going to try and win this game the best of our ability. I don't know if that was the best pitcher to have in the game at that point. Not because he was pitching bad, but more the opposite. He was pitching good. It's just the defense wasn't there. Maybe you need a different arm to spark things. You could have a great pitcher. Even in the MLB, you see some great pitchers get shelled and then some guy you barely know come on in and settle down a game. It's just changing the arm and changing velocity. You see many teams do that really well. Premier did a good job of it earlier. Rocky then to Nero, as Nero's arm was definitely different and less developed than Rocky's. A 2-year age difference in the same conference. It makes a big difference. The pitch is in the dirt and blocked. Runner goes with a chance for Miller for a second throw out. No, it goes into left field. The runner will stay put at 3. But some action on the base path, almost resulting in another run. But overall, not a bad day from Friedrich at all. Not really his fault. He pitched really good. The curveball had plenty of movement. If you had to take a positive from this game, but you have to. This is a game where failure happens more times than it doesn't. You need to take the positive that the curveball was on point. Foul ball, a little bit of a greeting swing there from Hansey, making sure Fleming's on his toes. To be fair, if he was on his toes where the ball is hit, that would not have ended well for the BW man. The pitch runs inside. It's a walk for Hansey, who reaches once again. And now Schaffer will be tasked with retiring Fleming. Runners at the corners with one away. Not necessarily the worst position to be in. Definitely want to get some outs going into this. But nonetheless, with runners at the corners, there's still some opportunities to make something happen. Instead, it's sent into left field. Sanders goes to get it, and he will not be able to get it on the warning track. One run will score. The cutoff into 3 is not in time. It's an RBI double for Reed Fleming to give Premier Ohio a 6-0 lead. And once again, as I said a couple of times, the win benefiting this. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not a 56-0 ball game. That was a typo on my part, trying to delete the 5. We have a 6-0 ball game now, but Fleming, a nice bit of hitting in the left field. And now up steps Jackson Powell with a chance to move 2 runners along. Curveball misses outside. And the wind continues to pick up. But this isn't necessarily a bad environment to play in if you're these players for B2 and Premier. You have to be able to adapt to the elements. You'd rather have a bad game now than in your college season. Fouled away by Powell. A lot of OAC representation in this doubleheader, but as well the league alone. Marietta represented from Rocky, BW, Fleming, Nero, I believe, goes to BW. A couple other of those OAC schools. Curveball misses upstairs. But they might be a Division III conference, but it's a powerful conference. And as well, old members of the conference, John Carroll, also represented in this ballgame. The pitch. Right field it goes. It should score at least a run. It is caught. Nice job getting under it by Skidmore, but a run will score. Make it now a 7-0 lead for Premier. It's an RBI sacrifice from Jackson Powell. This definitely goes a long way for Premier to try and make it a run rule game. They need 3 more runs in the next 2 1/3 inning. Clips the corner, an 0-1 count to begin this at bat on David Ogauskas. Ogauskas 0-for-1 with a K so far. Schaffer will set and deliver. Curveball doesn't offer. Good decision as it just misses upstairs, but definitely a tempting pitch nonetheless. Chop to the left side. It's going to be a tough play from over at shortstop. Petrecka, the throw is not there. It gets past Barker as Ogauskas will be credited with the RBI on the contact. A run will score, make it now an 8-0 lead for Premier. Where have we heard an Ogauskas scoring in Northeast Ohio before? Where have we heard that one? The pitch in the zone, 0-1 count to begin this at bat on Noah Brazaitis. A walk and a putout so far against him. Schaffer will set and deliver. Clips the corner, now an 0-2. So for B2 next inning, Gamber, Roethlisberger, and Sanders due up to try and get some of the runs back. The pitch from Schaffer, hit to left field, foul. Looks like we might have a pinch hitter in for Premier Ohio on deck, and it looks like we do. Schaffer will come set, still a runner at first. It's in the zone, it freezes him for strike 3. Schaffer's first K of the afternoon, retires the side, but not before Premier has a field day. 6 runs in the 3rd. We go into the 4th with Premier Ohio dominating, up 8-0 over B2. Top four here in Brunswick. We still have plenty of baseball ahead as of right now. Premier in the driver's seat as they have dominated today, up 8-0 over B2. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. 6 runs in that last inning. Nothing more that Premier could have done better. That was just the perfect inning. They needed that inning for momentum and to make sure they had plenty of insurance for their pitcher Valentine, who has tossed an excellent game thus far on the bump. Coming off a rough season at Wright State after a great freshman year, this is exactly what the doctor ordered for him to get back on track. But still, Joseph Valentine's job isn't done as of yet. If the offense can give him some more runs, he only needs to record 6 more outs. If not, needs 12. The pitch. Skips past the catcher. And now the sun more welcome now than ever after the weather conditions we had in the first and second inning. Valentine still, he's looking for what would be his 8th K of the ball game. Misses outside, it's a leadoff walk instead, as patience shown in the box pays off for Gamber. And now here comes Shane Roethlisberger, struck out looking his first time up, one of the 7 victims, falling down on strikes to Valentine. B2 would need one heck of a rally right now to get back into the game, and it's fouled over to no one count. As much as I say you don't need to get all the runs back at once, this might be one of the scenarios where you need to get a bunch back at once. Since the top of the first inning of game number 1, it's been 18 unanswered for Premier. You need to get one just to break that cycle, and then you need to get a couple more. If you go into the 6th down 8-5, I feel like that's a good spot to be in for B2. If you can work the game to that point, I feel like that's a successful couple of innings. Anything short of that, it's going to be really difficult to come back from. You have to look at this 8-0 game as an opportunity to play some baseball from behind, learn from it, but not just learn from it, change the game and flip it on its head. That's what you have to do in this scenario if you're B2. They need the momentum after the 2 games yesterday against a top team who they played really tough in those games. Just the runs haven't been coming today as Premier's defense has been stellar. And still, the only run of either game for B2, I believe, came off of a sacrifice. I know that fact for sure, but the second part of the statement that had the runner scoring being courtesy of a walk. Another K added to Valentine's list. That's his 8th for out number 2. And now here comes Jalen Sanders, the left fielder, had that RBI, not really an RBI, not RBI, correction, that base hit. That was basically a bunt, but not a bunt, I believe, in game number 1. But a mound visit called here, as it looks like we will have a call to the bullpen. We will. So once again, Premier is going to shake things up here in the 4th inning as they will call upon a new arm. Matthew Bodker walking to the bump. He will pitch at his alma mater when we return. Matthew Botker is the call to the bullpen for Premier here in the top of the fourth as they lead it 8-0 over B2. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. A final from Akron. Mason takes down Twinsburg 8-1 in the Division I state championship game, but still a shout out to Twinsburg baseball. A rough year starting in December with the passing of Coach Luca, tragically, to then bounce back and have their best ever year in program history. Credit to the coaches, parents, the Twinsburg community. Just nothing can really describe just how impressed me as a neutral is for what they have been able to do this year, and really hope that next year is the year that Twinsburg can bring home a title for Coach. And as well, though, in the same breath, shout out to Mason winning their first ever state championship game for baseball. They took down Moeller, and there was a lot of chirping before that game. So to come out and back it up in the title game, that's exactly what they needed to do. But now going on to the college side of things, Botker on the mound, pitching at his alma mater. Went to Brunswick, was a good pitcher for them for a couple of years. He's now a junior at Walsh. This upcoming year, he looks to settle this game down and do what Nero did in the last game. Swing and a miss from Sanders, just a little ahead of that one. The curveball has been on point for both pitchers today. Valentine and Friedrich starting, and then Botker and Shafford. So all four really. So any way you put the two, both premier pitchers on point, that's probably the strongest case of the curveball being on point for both premier pitchers, both starters, both relievers, whichever way you want to basically flip and flop the two pitchers, both of them have pitched well. Curveball and foul out of play. Good adjustment from Sanders. He sees the change, he knows the curve, knows what to expect, and makes contact, and will now see another pitch. That's all it is. Survive and advance. It's the playoff philosophy with 2 outs. And as well, 2 strikes in this scenario. You just need to make contact. Survive and see another pitch. Botker looking for his first K. It's chopped to the left side. It's another perfect hit from Sanders. The throwdown takes him off the bag. It's an infield single for Jalen Sanders, who once again shows his speed. To have a essential bunt single once in a game is impressive. But to do it twice across 2 games in the same afternoon is a different level of impressive. Somehow, in some way, that ball just died right there in a perfect spot. Sanders is at first. It's a base hit. It doesn't matter how you get the hit. All that matters is that you record it. Fouled into the backstop. It's a 0-1 count to begin this at bat here on Barker. Barker had a couple nice picks over at first in the first game. Barker will set and deliver. Left side it goes. Weakly hit. The scoop. The tag is there. Over for 1. The throw across is in time for 2. They say didn't get him? Oh. A tough one. They're going to say 2 outs. There it is. It looked like he definitely got him, but maybe just evaded. But still, if that's what they're going with, an excellent job from Gamber to evade the tag. But still, definitely, if you're over at third base in Powell, you definitely feel you had a double play taken from you. But nonetheless, 2-way. Still plenty of work to do. It's hit into left field. That's the first run of the ball game for B2. It's going to be 2 runs. A 2 RBI single for Owen Meacham to now make it an 8-2 ball game. B2 starting to rally. So Owen Meacham, a quiet day, but when it matters, makes his impact. It's now a 6-run game, so Premier would need to put an extra 2 runs on the board, make it now 4 they need in the next 2 innings to end the game early. B2 can realistically get to that 8-4, 8-5 point that I said going into the 6th. They realistically can do it. They just needed some runs. The first runs they've scored since the top of the first of game number 1. Nice block behind the dish from Bach to keep it in front of him. So now the dynamic of the game changes drastically. Yes, it's still a 6-run game, but every little mistake makes that much more of an impact. You need to be fundamentally sound. Just get out of this inning and get back at the sticks if you're Premier. If you're a B2, make sure that Premier compounds an error with another error, get another hit, just keep rallying. That left center field gap looks really good. It always has this whole game. Just find some open grass, some open dirt, somewhere open, and make your play. Curveball dips at the last moment, still not enough on it. It's Miller, then Skidmore. So this would not be a bad time to add another man on base before you have a dangerous hitter in Skidmore to come back up, as definitely he benefits from playing in a tough conference in high school, and as well currently as well. The delivery finds the corner, a nice get right pitch for Bacher. It'd be a big out for Premier. They just want to get back at the stick. Don't want to have to do any more damage control than they already have to do in the inning. The throw back to one, dot in time. Still a good idea on the mound, and as well behind the plate, there's been a lot of action on back picks, a lot of attempted from the catchers. Gamber, Ramos, Bach, and Miller, all 4 of them have attempted it. Fouled into the glove and snatched by Bach. It does the job for the first K of the afternoon, courtesy of Matthew Botker, and retires a side, more importantly. Middle 4 in Brunswick. B2 puts 2 runs on the board, but still trails it 8-2. Bottom 4 here at Brunswick High School. Premier leads it 8-2 over B2 in game 2 of 2 of our first WRCL game of the week. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. Our next games of the week will be on Tuesday. Release, Avalanche, 4 o'clock game at Baldwin Wallace, the home of the Yellow Jackets, one of the best teams in all of Division III. A great field, Fisher Field is for baseball. Looking forward to being there for 2 great games with hopefully some better weather than we had in the middle portion of these 2 games. I'm classifying the middle as the first and second inning of this game. Obviously, the wind was picking up, the rain was drizzling, but as I said, it was supposed to pass over, and as of right now, it does. It looks like maybe another segment brewing in the parking lot, but still plenty of time to get this game in. As it looks like it, hopefully, knock on wood, as we're going to knock on the wooden tables we have, should hold off. An excellent curveball in there by Schaffert, who recorded his first K to retire Rositis last inning. As now we do have some pinch hitters here for Premier. Amos is in, and Upon entering the ball game, finds a gapper in left center field. He will cruise on into second base. Will he attempt the triple? Yes, he will. The play at 3 is non-time. It's a triple for Jack Amos upon being summoned to the ball game. That is called making an impact when called upon. He played all the first game, gets summoned to come back in for game number 2, and it's a leadoff triple. And now we have another pinch hitter. It will be, I believe, if we're going based on the numbers, it will be Jacob Clavijo back in. The starting shortstop of game number 1 is back in to hit. A runner 90 feet away from scoring for Premier. You can definitely tell their coach he wants to end this game. And it's caught over at 1. Nice job by Barker for out number 1. But Coach Wisniewski definitely wants to end this game and get Premier the win. Now I believe yet another pinch hitters. We're just pinch hitting most of the team at this point as Dylan May steps back in. Had a good game last time out, but looks to do even better here. May, as we mentioned last time, went to Riverside High School, had plenty of accolades to his name, including first team All-Western Reserve Conference in 22, led Riverside to back-to-back conference championships in his junior and senior year, 3-year letter winner, captain, and 2-year letter winner for football and a conference champion in 2022, part of 2 of the best ever Riverside Painesville Beaver football teams in history, with the core of Maloney and Brady McKnight dominating in the backfield as quarterback and running back respectively. The pitch. It gets past the catcher. Miller is able to get to it before the runner thinks about taking home. Bach will be the first batter of the inning for Premier to actually be in the starting lineup. He awaits on deck. The pitch, ground ball right up the gut. It's an RBI single for the pinch hitter as May does his job off the bench. Simple hitting up the gut. As I said earlier, a lot of balls will be hit up the middle in these games, and there it is once again. And here comes Bach. 2 walks to his name thus far. Premier still needs 3 runs across the next inning and 2/3 to end the game. And that is assuming B2 does not put any runs on the board in the 5th. And as well, we have official confirmation on the NFL side of things. As it's a SmeeSports, we give all the sports news here. Darren Waller will be retiring from the NFL. An excellent career, an excellent story from all he went through to put up a pretty good NFL career. Shout out to Darren Waller for being a great fantasy tight end for a couple of years. The end of the 2019-2020 season through to around 2023. It's clipped off the glove in center field, so an E8 gives Bach first base. Now here comes Drew Harvey back in for his 3rd cuts, a K and a base hit. That'll be a courtesy runner here for the catcher. But as well, shout out to both teams. It was a quick turnaround from the end of game 1 to 2. I believe 18 minutes was the time. I believe it was around 2:57 game 1 ended. 3:15 was when game 2 started. They knew the Storms would potentially be rolling in. The umpire crew, they did their job, and they pretty much called a great game. A great 2 games, that is. So shout out to them for what they've done, allowing these guys to go out there and enjoy some summer baseball as they look to fine-tune for the upcoming season. Would not be surprised to see a lot of these guys on some all-conference teams next year. All they need is the chance. And a lot of these guys, they're still looking for that chance, looking at one key player who is, you have to go to the B2 roster, Jalen Sanders in the transfer portal. The way that he has ran today and just the kind of fight he shows, any team would be lucky to have him among their ranks. It's hit into right field and caught in center field this time around. Trevisano gets it over his back shoulder, tagging on up into 3rd base is the runner. It's 1st and 3rd, 2 away. Now here comes Hansey back up for his 3rd cut, hit by a pitch and a walk thus far to his name. Sheffert will set and deliver. A nice block behind the dish from Miller. Tries to look at the runner and keeps him home and honest over at first base. That's all he needs to do. Doesn't need to do anything crazy. Doesn't need to try to make some kind of insane play. Just keep it in front of you and live to see another pitch with a run, not scoring. But still, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Premier scores 3 runs in this inning or in the next 2. It gets past. This could be a run. The bounce back. The tag is there. An excellent recovery from Miller behind the dish to retire the attempted steal attempt and retire the side. And a 4 in Brunswick. Premier leads it 9-2. Mic change as we're back on here in the 5th. It's a 9-2 lead as of right now for Premier. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. Game 2 of 2 of our doubleheader between Premier and B2. Been an excellent day at the office for Premier Ohio. They've scored 19 runs so far across 2 separate ball games. B2 putting up 2 runs in this game. They're looking to get back into it. All Premier needs to do at this point, hold down the fort here and then score 3 runs at any point, and they will walk it off. It'll be Skidmore, Morris, and Petreka due up this inning for B2 as they look to try and rally back. The game is not out of reach quite yet. Still 7 runs to have to work with here. But nonetheless, if you chip away each inning, it becomes a lot more reasonable of a task for the offense to do. All the way to the left side towards the shrubbery. But as of right now, it's just simple contact. You need to get players on the base path if you're B2. You need to just simply survive in advance. You cannot go another inning without scoring. At that point, it's in Premier's hands of if the game continues or not. The pitch. Ground ball chopped to the right side. Ilgauskas misses it. So the leadoff man's aboard on an E4. So now we go back to the top of the lineup with Morris. So Bacher going to be tasked with holding down the fort. There is some action in the Premier bullpen just in case. But if last game was the gold standard, we'll say, I would not be surprised to see Bacher finish this game out. Popped over 2-3 and caught by Powell. It takes him back into fair territory, but the Mount Union man makes the play for out number 1. So now with one away, here comes Carson Petreka, the shortstop, in for his third cut. Reached on an error and lined out thus far. So still that runner on over at first base. Hansy is going to hold them on here. Would not be surprised to see a back pick attempt. In the zone, Bach not going to throw down. But Premier doesn't need to do anything crazy. They have proven themselves time in and time out today. There's a couple of errors. You need to iron things out. It's a shallow pop over to center field and caught. A nice job adjusting as Fleming gets it. So now 2 away here in the top of the 5th for B2 as Trevisano steps in. But still, that was a nice play out in center field by Reed Fleming. Saw it weirdly off the bat, did the right thing, stepped back, and then tried charging for it. In the end, he made the play. That's all you can ask your center fielder to do. It doesn't need to be pretty. You just need to make the play. Swing and a miss, a heavy cut in the dirt. It's a 0-1 count to begin this at-bat on Trevisano, the Laker. Throwback is not in time. A good idea, but there's the throwback. Just not going to work. But you got to try this one again. This is now the time that you try things. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. The pitch. Going to hold back. They're going to appeal it. Did he go? No, he did not. That is the right call. There was maybe a small debate if he did, but didn't look really close. He did a nice job to pull back from the swing. Here comes the pitch. Hit foul. That will go into the line grass between the 2 goalposts. That's probably a practice field. So for Premier in the home half of the inning, you have Hansy, Fleming, and Powell due up. The pitch. Misses outside this time around. If you walk this man aboard, it's not the end of the world, but you definitely want to try and retire him. Trevisano can do damage on the base path. I feel like that's the biggest worry right now for Premier. The runner goes well outside. Looked like maybe attempting a pitch out, but with the curveball and grip, there's only so much you can do. Blocker will come set. Now the pitch. Popped up, and once again, will squeak out a play. So a 2-2 count once play resumes. Trevisano trying to move the runners across. Runner standing down at second base. For B2 then next would be Dylan Gamber, the third baseman. Blocker checks and delivers. Curveball, did he go? Doesn't matter. He freezes and gets Trevisano for strike 3 looking, retiring the side. Middle of 5 in Brunswick. Premier leads it 9-2. 9-2 Premier lead if you're just tuning in to this ball game in the bottom of the 5th. The job for the home team is simple. Score 3 runs, you walk the game off, and the game ends right then and there as the run rule could be in effect. It's 10 runs after 5 innings. Premier will send 3 batters up to do so in Hansey, Fleming, and Powell to get things underway. All 3 of them are out, as on deck is Fleming, and in the hole is Powell. He awaits just on the edge of the dugout, and obviously then in the box that gives Hansey spot. The pitch. Popped up to the right side. Barker will go and get it called off by a second baseman, and the play is made by Roethlisberger for out number 1. And we have a new pitcher on today now for B2, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, would be their 5th overall on the day. It's Kirkland Lambert, the sophomore at Mercyhurst, who went to Jefferson area. He is back in the ball game, this time on the bump. So he's going to look and settle things down and keep the game going, more importantly. This is inside on this offering to Fleming. Has to be careful, as Fleming earlier on in the ball game had that double. Pitch misses low. So far on the game, 1 from 1 with that double, which came, I believe, in the 3rd inning, and then back in the 2nd. He was hit by a pitch. So he has reached both times thus far in the ball game. He looks to reach for a 3rd. Curveball goes behind him. So with 1 away, he has walked, and now up steps Jackson Powell. For maybe the first and only time on the diamond, Mount Union will look to advance Baldwin Wallace. So Powell had that RBI last time up with a sacrifice fly. So he'll look to move Fleming along, potentially, depending where he hits it, get an RBI. It falls in right field. It's a base hit for the Purple Raider. It's 2 OAC juggernauts in Mount Union and Baldwin Wallace, represented on the base path with 1 away. From 2 OAC juggernauts to an NEO juggernaut, could we get a trifecta on the base path? David Ilgauskas will try as he steps in for the 3rd time today, a K, and reaching on an error so far. He technically will be the quote-unquote winning run of the game. It's an 0-1 to count. Don't want to call him the winning run, as if it's a run rule, you're already up by a lot at that point. It's not the winning run, it's just the run that seals the run rule. Both runners go. The throw will not happen. It's a pump fake. So now both runners are in scoring position. A nice job. Fleming went first, and then Powell on the delay. Miller then looked to 3, then had to try to change base. It worked out perfectly. I mean, you really can't be surprised. Premier, when you think baseball in Northeast Ohio, you have to think Premier as the top dog. Regardless of all the new programs, regardless of that, you have to always see them as just the top dog. They have been dominant. You have a lot of these new programs, though, that are starting to really push them tough. A big one being Release Baseball, who we get to see on Tuesday afternoon. They're maybe the next toughest against Premier. They're neck and neck right now for that quote-unquote top program. You also have T3 out in Avon, a really good program there. As well, you have NMC, another up-and-coming program from COVID around when they kind of started to do their things. You have a lot of these programs and lots of age levels. Premier, they have been known for the longest time, and then Stallions right up there with them. They merged. There's a reason why they're top, and Release, they're the next closest. Ilgauskas will reach base on the walk. So now Noah Bruzitis, the former Ignatius man, will step into the box for his 4th cut of the ball game. If Ilgauskas scores, the game ends. So Bruzitis, a senior at Ohio Wesleyan, played in 32 games, has 2 RBIs. He could double that with 1 swing of the bat right now. Now time to call Miller to go and talk to his pitcher. But once again, we do have an exciting clash on Tuesday afternoon at Baldwin Wallace for you. for our game of the week with the WRCL. Avalanche will take on Release, first pitch being at 4 p.m. It'll be exciting. As I mentioned, Release, one of the best up-and-coming programs, maybe neck and neck with Premier. Release, a lot of respect for their program. They've done an excellent job, especially the team that they fielded in the Tim Lally Memorial Diamond League tournament this past week. Shout out to the 16U Kilbane team who ended up winning that tournament in spectacular fashion, with power hitter Jack Zarco dominating both games of the semifinal and final respectively. Gets behind Miller to his right. Runner's going to stay put. So now it should be a 2-0 count here on Brazaitis. In the on-deck circle after him, it'll be Masiak. There's a good chance that Masiak will be the last hitter of the inning. The sun blocked out for a brief moment here. The pitch. Curveball misses upstairs. Now a 3-0 count. It was 2-0. Now they confirmed it. Now it's 4-0. So it's a walk. Now a 10-2 ball game. A lot of confusion on the count so far today. But nonetheless, Premier 2 runs away from winning. And now those 2 runs ever more important for B2, as that's the only reason why this game is still going. Now here comes Masiak, who so far today has had a good day. It's skied. Is it shallow enough to fall? No, it's caught over at second base. The runner's not going to tag. Powell, not a good enough jump on it. Now 2 away after a nice put out from Roethlisberger. So now 2 away, up steps. I believe it's still the pinch hitter. Yes, it is. Clavijo once again stepping in. So far on the afternoon in this ball game, 0 for 1. The pitch. Be a 1-0 count, I believe. But now the job becomes simple. A base hit into the outfield. I feel like over at third, the base coach is going to send Ilgauskas if it's close, just to try and see if he can end the game right here, right now. The pitch. It's low and in the dirt. A pass ball would be really disastrous right now for B2, as then the quote-unquote winning run would be 90 feet away officially. Instead, he stands on over at second base. The pitch. In the zone, finds the corner. Nice get-right pitch for Lambert. For B2, if they get out of the jam, Gamber, Roethlisberger, and Sanders due up. The pitch. Swing and a miss, a hefty cut. Clavijo's going to take a second to adjust. If he's able to get a hit, it would then go on over to Dylan May. Lambert looking to get out of the bases, loaded jam, will deal. Misses upstairs. Now 2-2 count. Clavijo is trying to battle and see another pitch and try and draw something out here. The delivery from Lambert. Left field it goes. Sanders going back for it and makes the catch on the warning track to retire the side. We will play into the 6th inning here at Brunswick as Premier leads it 10-2. top of the 6th inning here in Brunswick. We still have plenty of baseball left to go in this one. B2 trails it by 8, 10-2 as of right now, but this is going to be a big inning if they can do things right. If they can get this to be a close game, then Premier, now is the time for them to end the game. They're going to need to pitch their best, play their best defense. B2 still has a chance, realistically, in this game. They're going to need to get started right here. Gamber, Roethlisberger, and Sanders, the heart of the lineup, your 4, 5, 6 hitters. You need to get off to a hot start. You still, for Premier, have Botker on the bump, who has pitched decently since coming on in, has recorded the 2 Ks, but also allowed the 2 runs. But nonetheless, still, good day. Skips over to short, scooped up. The throw across is in time. Brazaitis does his job for out number 1. And now here comes Shane Roethlisberger in for what will be his 3rd cuts of the ball game. Struck out looking each of his last 2 appearances. Premier was really close to ending the ball game in the 5th. Had the winning run, so to speak, over at second base, but a big strikeout ended the inning and gives this new life to B2. What can they do with it? Left field it goes, foul. Roethlisberger gave that ball plenty of power, but just couldn't straighten it out. The pitch. Fouled away. More of a lunge swing there, but nonetheless, it makes contact with the ball. That's all you have to do. You just need to survive and advance to the next pitch. You can't go down swinging on a bad attempt. Just misses outside. So he'll see at another pitch, maybe a similar spot to where he swung at that last one, but nonetheless, he thought it was a strike. He needed to give it a poke, and he did exactly what he needed to do. Leaves that one off the plate, another ball. There was some action in the home bullpen, but that has died down as of late. The pitch. Poke to the right side, foul. Similar to the one he had that hit the backstop, just kind of the lunge, but when the ball is pitched outside, that's where he's got to try and push it to right field. That's exactly what he's trying to do. He just needs a little bit more contact on the ball. The pitch. Runs inside. He swings. It hits him. So technically, he should be out. He swung at it. So that should go down as a K for Butker. So the umps are going to convene. Batter is out. There we go. Technically a strikeout, so that'll be the 3rd for Botker. And now here comes Jalen Sanders in for the 3rd time today. A K and a base hit to his name thus far. Also had the catch in left that kept the game going. A crack into center field. And easily dealt with out there by Fleming as it retires the side. We go into the home half of the 6th. Premier leads it 10-2, 2 runs away from sealing the victory. We are back on here for the home half of the sixth at Brunswick. Premier leads at 10-2 over the B2 Bulls in game 2 of 2 of our first games of the week in the WRCL. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. If you are just tuning in game 1, it was an excellent performance all the way around from Premier, where they got the win handily 10-1, and this time around 10-2. But still, some baseball left to play. Still plenty of time to make something happen. First pitch of the inning is in the zone, 0-1. And it looks like we have yet another pitcher on the mound for B2. So this will be their fourth they've gone to on the afternoon. Take a second to see who it is. There we go. We actually go back to a pitcher we've seen before, Matt Brown, back on the pitch. Brown we saw later on in game number 1. Smacked into right field, has some carry. It falls in for a base hit. Going on into second base for Premier is May. It's a lead-off double as he gets the 6th going the right way for Premier. It's an excellent crack of the bat. The wind almost gave it a little bit further of a ride, but nonetheless, the sophomore at Lake Erie College just couldn't get over the fence. Still a great hit. Now here comes the catcher Bach. It's popped up. It's going right for the camera and caught maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows down, and there's applause as well. Once again, if this was Savannah Banana baseball, that would be an out. But nonetheless, this is the WRCL. To be fair, you could see some of those guys go play some banana ball. Would not be the worst scenario for them. The pitch from Brown. A nice adjustment made. Now there's a rundown between second and third. Will they get the out? They're still running around, and they do. Petreka, the web gem, to keep it in the infield, and did the right thing. They get the lead runner. It's a fielder's choice for out number 1. That is robbing a base hit and at the same time potentially robbing a run. So now Harvey steps in for the 4th time today. A base hit, a K, and a pop out. At this point, really in the 6th, run ruling it now wouldn't really make any difference in the game, as B2 then had their final 3 outs to work with. You wouldn't have to hit again regardless. But still, you have to feel good to end this game at 6 for Premier. Outside miss will be a 1-0 count to begin this at-bat. There's been some outstanding players so far today, but definitely your player of the game, I believe there's 2 guys you can give it to. Joseph Valentine, 8 Ks and around 4 innings of work. The other player you could give it to is Zach Gaspar, who had the double and the single, couple RBIs to his name. I'd say give it to both. Those are your players of the game, Joseph Valentine and Zach Gaspar, joining with Jacob Rocky from game number 1. So the starters for Premier combined in around 8 innings of work for 15 Ks. Impressive work from Rocky and Valentine. And even in relief, Bodker 3 Ks in this game. And Nero, I believe, had at least 1 in the last game. The inside corner once again getting the call. And now at this point, 5:18 p.m., we are at officially the 2-hour mark. Comes a pitch from Brown. Smack left side, it gets through for a base hit. A nice bit of hitting from Drew Hardy. An excellent crack of the wood bat. That is genuinely one of the best sounds in all of baseball. The crack of a wood bat leading to a base hit. Nothing better. And now here comes Jay Hansey. So far today, hit by a pitch, walk, and a pop out. With 1 away, some damage still to do, and potentially an opportunity to walk off the game. That's what Premier's playing for right now. Fouled into the backstop and just stays in the park. A 0-1 count. You have Fleming on deck and then Powell in the hole for Premier. Should not see past them at this point in the game. I don't think you realistically can mathematically and keep the game going. But hypothetically, just trying to go over this, if it's a walk right now, then you put Fleming up. If he walks, there you go. Yeah, you realistically, you cannot see past Ilgauskas. There you go. That's the mathematical realm you can see. And that still could be wrong. It just depends how things break down. Realistically, you won't see past Powell in this inning. B2 would love to not have to see past Hansey. The pitch from Brown. Curveball right in the zone. An excellent break at the last minute to fall in the zone. Brown coming set, looking for a loud out number 2. The delivery. Curveball just misses off the plate. An excellent, excellent miss. Brown will come set. Fleming awaits the pitch. Goes up the gut. It falls in center field for a base hit. The runner will hold up at 3. Bases are loaded with 1 away. And now an opportunity for Reed Fleming to end the game. The time will be called. Coach Garcia will go and talk to Brown. And as we do, our next game, Avalanche versus Release, is going to be a game on Tuesday afternoon, 4 p.m. first pitch over at Baldwin Wallace. That'll be our second quote-unquote games of the week. Is it really games of the week? Yes and no. It averages out to around 1 game a week, but Sunday to Tuesday, this technically is the game from last week's quote-unquote game of the week. However you want to call it, it's featured games, and then you have a couple other ones we have somewhat decided as of right now. And then come July, you'll see a lot of focus on the top dogs in the league. I expect to see some Stark County baseball coming up then as they look to repeat as champions. To stay up to date on all the games that I am doing, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and Twitter. To stay up to date on all of the Western Reserve Collegiate League action, follow the WRCL on Twitter at WRCLBB. That's WRCLBB. And finally, subscribe here to the SmeeSports YouTube channel and put on push notifications to be notified when we go live. My goal is to get to 250 subscribers by the end of the calendar year. We'll have a call to the bullpen as well before we do the next games. We'll be on the Western Reserve Collegiate League YouTube page. Looking forward to building up that channel over there. The next games you'll see over here, it's either some freelance work with OPL, potentially seeing a 16U team with some Holy Name kids featuring them, and then after that, it would be the Explosive Fast Pitch Firework Frenzy Tournament on June 29th and 30th. The 28th, I'm unable to do those games. The 29th and 30th, I expect to see a lot of broadcasts those days. We'll step aside for the call of the bullpen and be back on in a minute. Back on here in the bottom of the 6th. Barker on the mound in Northeast Ohio. Where have we heard this one before, ladies and gentlemen? First pitch to Fleming is a strike, 0-1 count. But Jacob Barker played first base, hasn't pitched in a while, but still, his dad, a great pitcher for the Indians, will look to try and channel that now. I believe his other brother going and pitching right now still for Virginia Tech in the college playoffs, looks to potentially get a bid to the College World Series. The pitch. Foul away to the left side, or right side. And he walks. Apologies for that, ladies and gentlemen. Had some technical difficulties. Now it's an 11-2 ball game. And now here comes Jackson Powell. Should hopefully still be connecting now. Powell will look to step on in with one away. If anyone scores, the ball game ends. Can the Mount Union man end the ball game right here, right now? Corners, everyone, the kitchen sink, even the family dog are in for this one. You got to call everyone in. The play is only at the play. That's the only play that matters right now. The pitch. Hits him! So it's a hard 90 for Jackson Powell to end the game. That's one way for Premier to win it 12-2 and confirm the series sweep over B2. Well, that is not the way that many thought this game and series would end, but nonetheless, why not give us a hard 90 to end it? Powell does his job, stands in. Premier, they win it. Your players of the game, Joseph Valentine along with Zach Gaspar. Great games pitching in the case of Valentine, and Gaspar hitting in his case. And then game number 1, Jacob Rocky, player of the game for 7 Ks through 4 innings. 2 good games today between 2 good teams. There's still plenty of baseball left to play for B2 and Premier. B2, a long weekend. They will have some time off to regather and get back to it before they play again on June 17th, I believe. As for Premier, a little bit shorter of a turnaround. They will come back to the Diamond on Thursday and continue league play with a 4-1 record. To stay up to date on all the WRCL action, follow the WRCL on Twitter at WRCLBB. That's WRCLBB. To stay up to date on all the games I'm covering, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and Twitter. And finally, subscribe here to the SmeeSports YouTube channel and put on push notifications to be notified when I upload or go live. My goal is to get to 250 subscribers by the end of the calendar year. We have some games coming up, including the explosive Fast Pitch Firework Frenzy Tournament over at Victory Park at the end of the month. Looking forward to that tournament. The next games of the week will be on Tuesday, June 11th, which is this upcoming Tuesday, as Avalanche take on Release Baseball. Ball and Walls, 4 p.m. first pitch. That game will be broadcasted live over on, I believe it is the WRCL YouTube page, which will be the @ of WRCLBB. But with that, that will end it here from Brunswick. Premier wins both games. I've been Nathan Smee. Thank you for spending your Sunday with us. Have a good day, everyone.